All right, time for another lazy review. This time, Sicario, Day of the Soldado. This is the sequel to Sicario, directed by Denis Villeneuve back in a couple years ago. It wasn't like a huge hit. A lot of people liked it, but I don't remember it making a whole lot of money. And it wasn't a film that you felt like really needed a sequel. But we got one anyways. This one, you have Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin coming back. Emily Blunt does not. Picks up after the first movie. You have, it opens with this intense, like, woo, like almost blow you out of the seat, intense terrorist attack. And then they infiltrated from the southern border. So you have Mexican cartels are declared terrorists, and Josh Brolin's sent in to go kind of start a war between the cartels so that they can go in and clean up shop, the government can. That's your basic premise of the movie. You also have Josh Brolin gets Benicio del Toro back in it, and they happen upon this young girl that you've seen in the trailers. I will say the first half of this movie, like I said, it starts off really intense, and I will say for the entire movie, I was never bored. It kept my attention the whole time. I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of it, but it does have kind of a change in pace about midway through the movie. The first part is like, I don't know, the first part's like super intense, and then the second part becomes kind of like we need to protect this girl kind of thing, and kind of like a road trip thing. But for the most part, the movie is pretty dang good. I didn't like it quite as much as I did the first one, and the first one I had faults with. So while I really enjoyed this movie, I wasn't like blown away by it. And then they kind of do the cardinal sin of leaving it open for even more. Apparently Sony, or whoever does this movie, I think it's Sony, really wants a franchise out of this sucker. And I just don't know. I still am not sold on this movie needing multiple movies. But we'll see. Benicio del Toro's fantastic in it. Josh Brolin's good. The little girl who's been in other things, like the Transformers movie, she was pretty good in this. There's some scenes that were just amazing. There was one particular scene with a deaf man that it was, or not a deaf man, a mute man, who it was just fantastic. But I liked Sicario, Day of the Soldado, Sicario 2, whatever the heck you want to call it. Didn't love it. I don't know. These movies are just not something I'm going to do a whole lot of repeat viewings of. But it was worth a watch once. If you really like the first one, you're probably going to like this one. For me, it just wasn't quite there as good as the first one. The music and the sound editing and stuff is fantastic. Is another thing that is just crazy good. They kept a lot of the stuff from the first movie. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm going to give Sicario Day of the Soldado a 3.5 out of 5. Until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.